Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have an unboxing for you. So there's 1, 2, 3 boxes and that many books. So let's get into this. Let's do the books that are not in packages first. These 5 I got last month, but I don't recall ever. You know what happened? These were all part of my April unboxing, but I was having technical issues, so all that footage did not work. So we're gonna go over these. And this one I got on my birthday at a thrift store. I don't remember if I hauled it or not, so we're just gonna do it just to be safe. So this one is Abraham Lincoln, the Vampire Hunter by Seth Smith. This is an alternate history novel about Abraham Lincoln, who is a vampire hunter. These 2 I unboxed, but like I said, I had technical issues. These were from the author. There is The Call to Sea by Sarah Echoes and The Code of Destiny by Sarah Echoes. I think these are a series. One, The Call of Destiny, I believe. Well, first off, it is inscribed to Alita, signed the author for both of them, which is freaking crazy and awesome. Okay, so The Call to Sea is about global warming and trying to stop it, and it's like a near future type book, so I'm intrigued. And then I also have The Code of Destiny. I don't remember what this one was about. Ava has a unique and special gift, a gift so powerful that she's not even allowed to share it with her friends. She knows that if this information fell into the wrong hands, consequences would be dire. At every turn, there are those who want to learn her secrets. It's only natural for them to be curious about a woman who is not only deeply connected to an old age secret society, but who's also pursued by a telepathic CIA agent. This is not the only book that Amanda sent me. I did do an unboxing on that same video. Like I said, the video no longer exists. The footage was not good, so it's kind of irritating. But I think I read the other 2 already. So the third one was In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. She got me another Christina Lauren book and also a thriller that was just amazing. So I read 2 of them. I don't really want to read In a Holidays until closer to Christmas, but it's like a time loop romance Christmas story. This one was Book of the Month pick from last month, which I haven't read yet, but I'm also getting it on audio from my library in 2 weeks, approximately. So it's probably going to be one of the last books I read this month. Along with Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer, because that one will be coming to me from the library on the same day, hopefully. And then my book of the month was Too Good to Be True by Carola Lovering. 1 love story, 2 marriages, 3 versions of the truth. It's a domestic psychological thriller. That's all I know. Okay. Then these 4 I got from the dollar store this month. Oh, I Will Find You, The Cruelty. Loaded with hard choices, high stakes, heart-pounding action. I will find you. When Quindle Bloom's father vanishes, she sets off on a journey she never bargained for, traveling under a new identity in a world of assassins, spies, and criminal masterminds. Then, this cover, I Stop Somewhere by T.E. Carter. But look at that. That is just beautiful. Ellie, who disappears long before she vanished. Tormented throughout middle school, Ellie begins her freshman year with a new look. She doesn't need to be popular, she just needs to blend in with the wallpaper. But when the unthinkable happens, Ellie finds herself trapped after a brutal assault. She wasn't the first victim, and now she watches it happen again and again. Then we have Broken by Cj Lyons. This is All She Wants Is a Normal Life. Diagnosed with a rare and untreatable heart condition, Scarlett has come to terms with the fact that she's going to die. It could be tomorrow or it could be next year, but the clock is ticking. Scarlett just wants a chance to be a regular teen, to attend high school, even if only for a week. But Scarlett can feel her heart beating out of control with each slam locker and vicious taunt. Can this be what school's like for every sophomore? Except there's more going on than Scarlett knows, and finding out the truth might just kill her before her heart does. The last dollar store find was Don't Forget Me by Victoria Stevens. It says, I miss you, but I remember. 17-year-old Hazel Clark is no stranger to heartbreaks, and being sent to live with a father she's never met is the latest in a string of them. Eastern Australia is beautiful, but she's convinced her stay is only temporary. She misses England, she misses the way things used to be, and she misses her mother. But when Hazel meets the friendly Kindred Red and his twin, Luca, she begins the slow process of piecing together a new life and realizes she isn't the only one struggling with grief. We have 3 boxes. Book of the month is up first. Not yet sponsored. But I recently got a Book of the Month subscription, and I'm like so excited for it. I picked a different kind of book for myself. You would think that I would get thrillers, or I would think that I would get a thriller, but I didn't want the thriller this time. And I'm not going to show you what it is yet, but I also might have accidentally got a second book from Book of the Month this month, because you can add 2 add-ons a month, and I was tempted. I'm going to show you the add-on first because I have to. I'm a freak between the sheets. Book of the Month. That is great. Okay. Now, the add-on is this beautiful, beautiful book. This is The Invisible Life of V.E. Schwab. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This is the book that I said I would hate, that I would never read it. And I read it in January. Well, I listened to it on audiobook. And your girl fell in love. Like, I fell in love. The first, I have to admit, the first half is very, very slow, but the ending makes up for it so much. So, essentially you follow Addie LaRue, who is mortal, but she is not remembered by anyone. So I could introduce myself. Hi, I'm Addie LaRue. And then as soon as I leave the room, you're gonna forget me. That's basically what happens to Addie. And you follow her for 300 years. She's immortal. I said, yeah, I think I said she was mortal earlier. She's immortal, so she can live forever. But then there happens to be this time that she's remembered by someone, and that starts, that just starts the heartbreak. A life no one will remember, a story you will never forget. I completely agree. So I've already read this. I'm gonna put it on my favorite shelf. Actually, let's do it. Let's do it right now. Perfect spot for it right there. Okay, then my book of the month choice for this month, May, is How Lucky by Will Litch, which is like a contemporary, and I think, if I remember correctly, it was supposed to be like a funny contemporary. So let's see. Daniel leads a rich life in the university town of Athens, Georgia. He's got a couple of close friends, a steady paycheck working for a regional airline, and of course, for a few glorious days each fall, college football tailgates. He considers himself to be mostly a lucky guy, despite the fact that he's suffered from a debilitating disease since he was a small child, one that has left him unable to speak or to move without a wheelchair. Largely confined to his home, Daniel spends the hours he's not online communicating with air travelers, observing his neighborhood from his front porch. One young woman passes by so frequently that spotting her out the window has become part of his daily routine. I apologize for the jet airliner, until the day he's almost sure he sees her being kidnapped. Funny, suspenseful, and moving. How Lucky is the unforgettable story of a fiercely resilient young man living with a physical disability and his efforts to solve a mystery unfolding right outside his door. Amazon unboxing. Let me just say that normally I don't buy books on Amazon because I know independent bookstores, you know, keep it local, and I try and do that. But my husband bought something on Amazon that he ended up returning. So instead of giving him his payment back, they gave him Amazon credit. And he didn't know what he could spend the money on. And I'm like, I was mostly kidding, but I'm like, oh, I'll get some books. And he's like, okay. So I got some books. So let's start with this one. I think this one has 3 and that one has 5, but I don't know for sure. We will see. Okay. I'm trying not to look even though I picked them. Like, that way we can talk about it. Okay. So there are 3 books. This first one. Okay, this is Psycho by Robert Bloch. Well, this is a lot smaller than I thought it would be. It's not even 200 pages. This is Norman Bates. Everyone knows the story of Psycho, right? Okay, so I've never seen the movie, I've never read the book. But this follows Norman Bates, who loves his mom a little too much. The problem is that she's dead, and apparently she talks to him, and there's something about like this scary Bates Motel. So that is a terrible synopsis, but that is literally all that I know. I've kept myself in the dark about this book and this movie my entire life, but I really want to read it. Oh no, it's falling. Okay, number 2. Oh, it's Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. I honestly wasn't going to get this book, but there's so much hype around it, and that's exactly why I wasn't going to get it, because typically if a book is really hyped, I won't like it. That's not always true, but typically. This is a haunted mansion story. Let's see. It was supposed to be a simple publicity, that word, I can't say it, stunt. 4 famous horror authors spending the night in one of the world's notorious haunted houses, and then bring on this terror. Okay, and then the last one in this first Amazon box. I'm trying to cheat. It's a hardcover. Teen Killers Club. This is a slasher book that I don't know a whole lot about, but it's a YA slasher book that's fast-paced fun. I can't tell you anything else. This might be for a secret TBR though. Our last one! Okay. I'm gonna go get a knife. Okay, scissors. Okay. Alright, we're not looking again. Okay, here's plastic wrap. Ha! Party time! Yay! Okay, I don't know. I'm sorry. This is a big book. Whoa! Okay, so Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant, which is actually Shona McGuire. Follows mermaids, which doesn't sound that good, but the ocean is home to many myths. Some are deadly. So these are deadly mermaids. It's a horror book about deadly mermaids that attack you. Just look at it. This one, okay, this one is The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James, which kind of gives me Psycho vibes, not gonna lie. I read Two Broken Girls, The Broken Girls by Simone St. James, and I loved it. So this looks like it has the dual timeline like The Broken Girls did. Something hasn't been right at the roadside Sundown Motel for a very long time, and Carly Kirk is about to find out why in this chilling New York Times best-selling novel. Upstate New York, 1982. Viv wants to move to New York City, and to help pay for it, she takes a job as the night clerk at the Sundown Motel in New York. But something isn't right at the motel. Something is haunting and scary. Upstate New York, 2017. So it's like, I love that in books usually. Carly has never been able to let go of the story of her Aunt Viv, who mysteriously disappeared from the Sundown Motel before she was born. Carly decides to move in and visit the motel, where she quickly learns that nothing has changed since 1982, and she soon finds herself ensnared in the same mystery that claimed her aunt. It's a hardback. Ooh, it's The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. She came from nothing. They have everything. Let the games begin. $46.2 billion. I thought my heart attacking my rib cage and my mouth sandpaper dry. Tobias was worth $46.2 billion. And Tobias didn't leave everything to his grandsons. He didn't leave everything to his daughters. The math in the equation did not add up. It couldn't add up. My brain ground to a halt. My ears rang. One by one, the other occupants of the room turned to stare at me. So it's a thriller, it's family secrets, it's inheritance, but I'm pretty sure that this girl did not know this guy that left her money, like billions of dollars, but in order to get it, she has to play this deadly game. Is this our last one? I think this is our last book. Let's see. It is. Okay. So our last book for me. Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand. I'm very, very nervous to read this. I read, what's that other one? The one by Rory Powers. On an island, in a quarantine, LGBT. I read that book. I'll leave it here. And I hated it. I DNF'd it originally, and then for the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge for 2021, one of the challenges was to read a book you previously DNF'd. I hated that book. So I finished it, and I can guarantee I hated it. I have heard this, Sawkill Girls, compared to that book. So it terrifies me. Plus, it's way bigger than I thought it was. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's like 400 pages? 450 pages. But this follows a group of girls who are on this island. Yes, the island of Sawkill Rock. Sawkill Girls. And these girls have been going missing for years, taken by an unknown evil on this island. And no one has ever fought to stay alive until now. So that was my May book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments below if you've read any of the books that I talked about today, and let me know which one I should start with.